I want to talk a little bit today about racism and criminal justice reform and ending mass incarceration. And I'll try to do all of that in my 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We all know that racism is alive and well in this country. And despite our best intentions, it lives inside of us and our institutions and the systems that our ancestors created and that we help to perpetuate every single day. And the most obvious example of that is our criminal justice system. In our country alone, is only 5% of the entire world, but we warehouse almost 25% of the world's prison population. Said differently, we put more people in jail in the United States of America in prison than any other country, and nobody comes even a close second place. Think about countries that perpetuate the most horrific crimes, and we put more people in prison. The US and Georgia puts more people in prison than any other state. We have the highest rate of correctional control of any state, the highest probation rate, double the next highest state, and 3 times the national average. And the 4th highest incarceration rate, despite having a criminal rate at only number 20. So we know what happens. Kids are allowed to enter the system as early as preschool. They're policed too heavily. They're incarcerated too easily and for far too long. They endure long probations and paroles. They are burdened by records that impact the rest of their lives and scar not just those directly impacted, but entire generations of families and communities. And we call it mass incarceration. The Temple, Atlanta's oldest and largest synagogue, has been working with our partners, particularly Ebenezer Baptist Church, Dr. King's Church, on a whole constellation of issues by engaging first and foremost a small piece of it called record restriction. So I want to talk to you today about the work that we're doing in restricting records. So I'll give you the problem on a micro level. Fulton County, which houses the city of Atlanta, there are 1.8 million criminal charges in Fulton County. That means there are some people in those 1.8 million who are wrongfully charged, some who are not going to be prosecuted ever, many arrests that never led to conviction. And if you look at the state of Georgia, there are over 1 million people in Georgia who are eligible to have their record restricted, but just can't get it done. What happens when you have an arrest mark, an arrest record, even though, let's say somebody had a minor infraction 5 years ago, they have a criminal record that's not being prosecuted, but you can't get a job or get into college or get a loan or apply for federally funded housing or get a car loan or adopt. All of that is next to impossible. Travel internationally to see family. So there are hundreds of people, thousands of people who are not found guilty, but they're walking around and being treated as if they're guilty. So, and it's bad for the individuals, it's bad for our communities, and it's bad economics as well. And there is, of course, a highly disproportionate number of people affected who are brown and Black. And it turns out that many of these records can be restricted. If someone is not convicted at their trial, if it's a misdemeanor under the age of 21, if the pretrial intervention is completed, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So our big question is, what would it look like if we expunged and restricted records here in Fulton County? And we invited lots of partners to come to the table with us. This will be our 3rd year on Veterans Day, where we invite all of these partners to come, and anyone who has a minor criminal record that's eligible for restriction, what we used to call expungement, can come to the Temple at 10 o'clock in the morning and leave at 11 with a record completely free and clear. Thanks to the judges who are here, the district attorney's office who are here, et cetera. It is among the most important work that we do. We even were able to change the law in Georgia to make this process a lot easier. If you sit and talk with these individuals and see the difference it makes in their lives, it gives people a new lease on life. And it's very easy to do. If you're interested in this work, we created a toolbox for how you can restrict the records in your own communities. And you can visit that website at www.endingmassincarceration.com. www.endingmassincarceration.com. So we hope you'll get in this work, join with us in helping to create a better world for the people with whom we share this community. My 5 minutes are up, but there's so much more information on the website for you to learn more, and I encourage you to do that. Human rights is worth the fight.